Hi there, it's Rich Baum with Rich Baum Photography, Sacramento, California, and we're going to do the first tutorial of 2017. Imagine that. I hope everybody had a great 2016 and learned a lot, got better business, and shot smarter. And we're going to rock 2017. So I really want to just get started with this really isn't a real estate video, but this is going to show you how to composite portraits. And man, you could use this for all kinds of shots. You know, a lot of us don't think about how do we, like, let's say this is my final shot I want, but I just got back from Mexico doing a hotel resort shoot, and they want to have various kinds of situations. So I wanted to get this background with a guy pumping up a kite, because this is a kiteboarding and windsurfing destination resort in La Ventana, Mexico. And I also wanted to get this so it's looking like the instructor here is going to be teaching him. It's a little out of focus, but that's because it's way in the background. It's not important to me as much as this equipment here, because this page actually is all about this equipment. And this was a concrete, absolutely black hole. So I had to bring in lighting, and it was a little tricky, but no problem. So I also wanted to get a different background here. So you can see he is carrying his equipment here, and just kind of shows windsurfing and kiteboarding. So I have 3 different looks. I've got this one, pumping up a kite, instruction, and just windsurf board. So I basically used one single shot here, and obviously we have to have the camera on a tripod. So what I basically did was I started with a shot of the kite boards. I'm sorry, these are stand-up paddle boards. Windsurf boards, paddle boards, and there is really what I wanted to emphasize. So I'm going to just get started. We're going to use different parts. We're going to use this part here. We're going to use this part here. Well, let me bring this back to reset because I want to go from the beginning. And we're going to do this one. So I set up 3 different shoots. One with the windsurfer, and teaching, and one with just a guy pumping up a kite. And I also waited for a little bit of kite in the background because it looks nice when you have things in the background. Anyway, okay, let's get started here. So with my main shot, this is the straight out of camera shot, and I just basically took an umbrella and went camera right, and I pointed it directly at this stuff. I'm shooting with my Sony a6000 ISO 320, 1/30th of a second, probably f8. I brought the a6000 with me to Mexico because it was small, compact, and I had a lot of equipment, including my kiteboarding equipment, so I could spend a little time beyond shooting the resort. And I'll do some more tutorials about this resort later. Anyway, let's go. I've got a new preset called Dehaze Pop, which is basically my full bump here. And we've got a little bit of dehaze, which is down here. So I just have a new preset. It's just a little heavier than my full bump preset, but I really like the way it looks. So we've got a pretty good looking shot right here, which I will accept. And now I want to take one of the exposures here, and I'm just going to do one so to show you how, and then you can apply it to different shots. So what I want to do here is I'm going to add the Dehaze Pop again. It's a little bit heavy, but I kind of like it for this because I want everything to look beautiful and crisp and clear. Okay, so I'm just going to raise the exposure up a little bit. And one thing I'm going to do here, if you'll notice, got a little bit of purple fringing going on right here. So I'm going to go down in Lightroom on the right-hand side, and I'm going to go into lens correction, and I'm going to go defringe. I'm just going to slide my purple one all the way to the right, and it gets rid of it. I'm going to slide the green all the way to the right, and it got rid of the green, and it got rid of that too. So basically now I'm ready to go to bring it into Photoshop. And we're really going to do this almost exactly like we do a regular real estate composite shot. So I'm going to highlight this one shot and highlight my other shot. You notice I put a star by each so I know which shots I want to use. And I'm just going to go into the photo here and right click. I'm going to go Edit In, Open as Layers in Photoshop. Now, I don't always align my layers. I'm going to speak while it's coming into Photoshop. I don't normally align all my layers because I've got a pretty sturdy tripod and I'm on pretty sturdy ground. But for this, I wanted to align it because I've got my tripod. I have a little Gitsu Carbon Traveler tripod. It's very light and not nearly as sturdy. So I want to highlight both images here, right here. And I'm going to go into Edit, Auto Align, Auto here, and then just go OK. So it's going to do its thing. And I see a little bit of, you can see in here, hold on a second. Let me show you. You can see that it did a little something because you see this little bit of excess over here. It means it did have to align, and that was a good thing. So I'm just going to take this shot, and because I want this my base shot, I am going to bring, hold on a second, I'm going to bring this up, and I'm going to have the image I'm going to post in it into the other image. I have got that on top, I've got that highlighted, and I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to create a new layer mask, and I'm going to hold down Option key on a Mac, Alt key on a PC. I'm just going to go there, and what I'm going to do is it brought this image below. So what I want to do here is just to bring this a little bit larger, and I'm just going to start by painting in like we would in real estate photography, compositing it. I'm on white for paint. I'm going to just do 8% here. I could do 100%, but I'm just going to do 8% so I can show you. We're on paint, and I've got a soft brush here, and I'm at 0 hardness. You could really do about anything you wanted for this, but I'm just going to start painting in the other exposure. Here we go. And there we go. It's just bringing in the other person. Now the reason I'm not just doing 100% is I want to keep this the same exposure. So I'm just going to bring in this part down here. Here we go. Okay. Bam. Looks pretty good. And now you can use this for all kinds of things. You can use it for weddings. You just have to do the master overall shot, the setting you want, on a tripod. And then if this was a doorway, you could do a wedding photography where you just completely light or an exposed for the bride and the groom in a doorway, whatever, and then you mask that in. But you just got to remember, you ought to have the whole shoot on a tripod. Now I'm going to come in here, and because there were parts of that other shot that I like here, I'm going to darken this up just a little bit, and this brightens this up. So there's parts I like of one shot and parts I like of another shot. And one thing you got to remember in this shot, all I'm going to say is I'm not trying to cover up myself, but this was a black hole. I'm going to show you another shot after this of what I was up against. So I'm just going to darken these down a little bit here, because this shot is really for the paddle boards. And I'm going to darken down the sand and darken this sand a little bit. And I'm going to actually click X to erase this. I wanted this back dark a little bit. It was too light from that exposure. And there we go. We have it. I'm pretty done here. I am going to show you a couple of other little tricks, because for this shoot, I'm not really going for perfect. This was an overall huge shoot, and I had to really compromise on most of my shots, get in and get out and do the next one. I shot for about 7 days, and I wanted to also try to enjoy a little bit of my vacation. But on this board down here, we're going to zoom in a little bit. I think we can easily fix this board repair. So what I'm going to do here is now I'm just going to flatten the layers here because I'm done with the masking. I'm just going to do Control E, and that will flatten that. And what I want to do here is I'm just going to go and use my clone tool here. I've got it set to 100%, 100%, and I'm also on a soft brush with 33% hardness. So what I want to do here is I just want to select this repair. Whoops. I have to select the area that I'm going to repair. So I'm going to select that, and I'm holding down my Option key on a Mac right here. I'm just going to use this as my sample of what I'm going to repair. And I'm just going to bring it here and then go back here and just, and someday I'll probably do a whole tutorial on cloning. And down here I'm just going to fix this a little bit. And I'm going to sample from there, sample from there, sample from there. It's important to sample close to where you're going so you get in the general ballpark. And one here. And one thing I can do is I can also go to my patch tool, and then I can just circle an area after I've cloned it. And I can go here and then just move this to here, and it looks pretty good. And I can also use my spot healing brush tool here. So I'm just going to make this real nice and small. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, now let's go up into this board right here. Let's fix that. I'm again using my clone healing brush over here. And here, this board I want to fix. So I'm going to try the clone healing tool, brush, see if it works. Doesn't always work like there. It's kind of funky, but you know what? It looks fine. Little click, 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 click. There we go. Get the nose a little bit. There we go. And one here, one here, one here, here. And again, I'm not trying to get it perfect because I don't think it's really necessary on this. One little click there, and everything looks good. Maybe click this board down here, and I could go and go and go and make this as perfect as possible, but I don't think it's super important. And really, I've got so many shots to do. I think I did, with all my bracketing, I did about 5,000 images for this week-long shoot. But here, I'm pretty happy. You know, this looks okay. This looks like what it does. And there we go. So I'm going to show you, though, give you an idea of what I'm just going to do. Command SW, and it will bring it back in Lightroom. And always remember that to select, if you want it to go back to where it was, you got to select all photos. If you did the previous import, it would go at the very end if that was the shots that you were doing. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to bring this, got to find the shot, excuse me. A lot of shots here. There we go. And I've got the shot I just did right back here. Okay, so you can see how it looks. I'm pretty happy with it. The owner of the resort was very happy with it, and it is doing exactly what they want. If this was a huge multi-million-dollar resort and a 2-week huge shoot, I might go a lot further than this. But I'm pretty happy. But to show you what I was dealing with is this is I flashed this over here. This is how dark this room was. Let me show you over here. There's the ambient exposure to expose a little bit for the outside, and here's the shot to expose for the overall. So we went basically from that to this. So actually it's a different composition, but pretty happy with it, and I hope you have learned something. And again, this is Rich Baum 2017. Stick with me. Again, I've mentioned last year I got some exciting things happening. I'm going to definitely be informing you by February. Anyway, we're going to try and do some more, or I'm going to try and do some more shoots. We're on this shoot. We've got, let me just go into a few of the other shots we're going to do. We had a kiteboarding instructor. I could do a tutorial on how I shot that, how we convey teaching, how we convey, just the beauty, the kites in the background of this place, and how they go in the water here. They go on an ATV here. We've got other things I've just done. I'm not a product photographer, but cocktails to put there, people sitting at jacuzzis. We have all kinds of things, people instructing here. We've got people getting transported on ATVs. Lots of exciting action happening here. We've got chef and food photography and crew photography, and we've got room balcony photography. We've got headshots, we've got more board shots, we've got restaurant shots, we've got interiors of restaurants, we've got more crew photos, kiteboarding pictures, action shots. We've got some more action shots, wave shots going on their website. We've got elevated photography, sit in a jacuzzi. I got to deal with that over there later. Overall shots, we've got more room shots, all kinds of shots. We've got paddleboarding shots. I could go on and on. We've got bike. This is the bike mechanic at the place. This is the bikes they've got for rent. These are my friends and family being the models. Here's the bikes you can rent. Here's where you can ride at La Ventana, Mexico. Here is just showing you the excitement and the beach resort, how people can sit there. You can sit there and see your friends. So I'm not going to go, I don't want to forget the food images. We can go over food images. We can go over landscapes. Here's the bar and more hotel shots and more sign shots for the hotel. And we got people doing stand-up kiteboarding, and we've got more room shots, and we've got more exteriors, more sunrise shots, and this can all be yours, twilight shots, if you come to La Ventana. So this is going to be Rich Baum Photography signing off, and I'm going to leave you with a beautiful, this is a morning sunrise shot because they don't have sunsets on the east side of Mexico. Anyway, Rich Baum with Rich Baum Photography signing off. A lot of great things happening. Thank you all. If you like it, subscribe to it. If you want to thumbs up it, thumbs down it, give me it. That's okay. My tutorials are not for everyone, but I've got some good friends out there that have enjoyed it, so I've enjoyed helping you. So this is Rich Baum Photography signing off, stopping screen recording now. Bye.